and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the good of those whose interests you've committed to their charge. Amen.
Item 2 on the order paper, communication from the chair.
Honorable colleagues, I want to welcome you back from recess. It seems if we had to go by your attendance, seems we've given you an opportunity to run back. I don't know whether it was hot down there, but I think most of you used it as an opportunity to interact with your constituents and share views here and there. And yes, you need to be planning for this, because we want every time we finish the budgeting process, we give you time to go and share with your constituents, because it's usually a very hectic period. So, honorable colleagues, we really start on a very sad note. I hope most of you have already known that we've lost the Honorable Ariper Simon Peter, the member of the NRM Central Executive Committee, who has been the Vice President of the NRM for Karamoja. And also, he's a former Member of Parliament representing the people of Moroto Municipality in this House. He died today morning as he was coming to attend the Central Executive Committee of the NRM that was supposed to approve the committee leadership. He died in an accident along Mbare Tirini Road today morning. Very, 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 very sad. I want to extend our condolences to the family, to His Excellency the President and Chairman of the NRM and members of SEC, and to the people of Karamoja and the county at large. Our Honorable Ariper has really served this country diligently over a long, long period of time. Burial arrangements will be communicated later today in the SEC meeting. I'm told this is one of the matters which were discussed, and they'll be communicating to the country on burial arrangements. But also in the same vein, our Honorable colleague, the Honorable Sharon Leka Barimoy, the woman MP for Guru District, has this morning lost her husband, Mr. Adjera Nobat, at Murago Hospital. I talked to her this morning. She was heartbroken. Honorable colleagues who can reach out to her, please console her and put her and family in prayer. And on behalf of Parliament, I extend our condolences. Now, also again, this same week, honorable colleagues, I know most of you are Gen Zs. So, so Honorable Timu Giwi, Honorable Kwizera Wagahungu, Honorable Mara. No, Honorable Mara doesn't qualify in that category. But this week, on a very sad note, we lost again Mr. Matthew Kenya, former Secretary of UNEB. Most of you on your academic documents, you will see the signature of Mzee Matthew Kenya, and really very, very sad. Very, very sad. So I request honorable colleagues that we stand up and observe a minute of silence in respect of our colleagues.
May their souls rest in eternal peace.
Honorable colleagues, His Excellency the President has returned 2 bills which we approved in this House. He has returned them for reconsideration. And these bills, one is on the UNESCO Amendment Act 2024. And as required under our rules, I have to read for you the President's communication regarding this bill. Dated 16th July 2024 and addressed to the Right Honorable Speaker Anita Anet Among. Return of the National Commission for UNESCO Amendment Act 2024. The National Commission for UNESCO Amendment Act 2024 has been presented to me for assent. I have, however, noted the following issues that need reconsideration by Parliament. 1. The Amendment Act establishes a department instead of a unit. Section 4 of the Amendment on Re-establishment of Uganda National Commission for UNESCO provides that on the commencement of this Act, the Uganda National Commission for UNESCO shall be re-established as a department in the ministry responsible for education without corporate status. The implication of this section is that UNATCOM is established as a legal entity but without corporate status. This is contrary to the public service practice where a ministry refers to a set of formal arrangements including the structure of ministries, departments, divisions, and other operational units, all established administratively with cabinet approval. Therefore, it is cabinet that establishes such structures and not Parliament. Cabinet already decided that UNATCOM be retained as a unit in the Ministry of Education and Sports under Cabinet Extract CT 2028-128. In addition, the ministry structure is usually organized hierarchically with the ministry on top, the various functional departments below, several specialized functional divisions further below, and followed by many functional units and various functional sections, respectively. It also means that UNATCOM would be the only department or unit out of all the departments in the ministry established by law. In view of the above implications, the section should be deleted from the Act. The Ministry of Public Service should work on the structure for UNATCOM as a unit in the Ministry of Education and Sports as decided by Cabinet and communicate the approved structure by establishment notes as is the practice. 2. The Amendment Act continues the terminology of a commission in the long title. The long title to the Amendment Act 2024 reads that an act to amend the National Commission for UNESCO Act 6 of 2014 to remove the corporate status of the Uganda National Commission for UNESCO and make the ministry responsible for education the Secretariat for the National Commission for UNESCO in order to give effect to the government policy on rationalization of government agencies and public expenditure and for related purposes. However, the long title in Section 5 of the Amendment Act on substitution of long title to Act 6 of 2024 reads that for the long title to Act 6 of 2014, herein referred to as the Principal Act, there is substituted the following: an act to provide for the establishment and operation of the Uganda National Commission for UNESCO, UNATCOM, to provide for the object of the Commission, to provide for the functions of the Commission, to provide for the Secretariat of the Commission and related matters. The two are different and may subsequently cause legal confusion. Under Section 14 of the Uganda National Commission for UNESCO Amendment Act 2024 on substitution of heading of Part 3 of Principal Act, it reads that for the heading of Part 3 of the Principal Act, there is substituted the following: Part 3, Administration of Commission. Under Section 15 of the Uganda National Commission for UNESCO Amendment Act 2024 on substitution of Section 13 of the Principal Act reads that for Section 13 of the Principal Act, there is substituted the following: Administration of Act, the Commission shall be administered by the Ministry responsible for education. The continued use of the terminology Commission in Section 5, 14 and 15 of the Uganda National Commission for UNESCO Amendment Act 2024 is in conflict with the Cabinet decision establishing UNATCOM as a unit in the Ministry of Education and Sports. For consistency purposes, the two long titles should be reconciled to read the same, and the term Commission should be removed from the Amendment Act wherever it appears to avoid misrepresentation and conflict. 3. Title of the officer responsible for administration of the mainstreamed entity. Section 16 of the Uganda National Commission for UNESCO Amendment Act 2024 on substitution of Section 14 of Principal Act reads that for Section 14 of the Principal Act, there is substituted the following: Officer responsible for administration of commission. It provides that the Ministry responsible for education, in consultation with the Ministry responsible for the public service, shall appoint or designate a public officer of the Ministry who shall be referred to as the Secretary General and who shall be responsible for the administration and the day-to-day operations of the Commission. The implication of this section is that if their salary is higher than the salary to be pegged to the mainstreamed position in the Ministry of Education, the deployed officers will retain their higher salary. This is because their salary is protected by Clause 1 of Article 158 of the Constitution, which provides that where any salary or allowance of the holder of any office is charged on the consolidated fund, it shall not be altered to his or her disadvantage after he or she has been appointed to that office. This has huge financial obligation on the ministry's budget. In view of the above, the staff should be retired on the abolition of office or be asked to apply to the Education Service Commission if they meet the requirements and if there are vacancies in the Ministry of Education and Sports structure. Therefore, in accordance with Article 91, 3B of the 1995 Constitution, I hereby return the National Commission for UNESCO Amendment Act 2024 to Parliament for review of the provisions above. Yoweri Museveni, President. Copy to the Vice President, the Right Honourable Prime Minister, First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports. I refer the returned Act to the Committee on Education for further processing. The second one, also dated 16th July 2024, addressed to the Right Honourable Speaker, return of the Higher Education Students Financing Amendment Act 2024. The Higher Education Students Financing Amendment Act 2024 has been presented to me for assent. I have, however, noted that the following issues that need reconsideration by Parliament. 1. The wrong title to the Higher Education Students Financing Act 2024. The wrong title of the Amendment Act is different from the one stated under Section 5 of the Higher Education Standards Amendment Act 2024. For instance, the former reads, an act to amend the Higher Education Students Financing Act 2014 to mainstream the functions of the Higher Education Students Financing Board into the Ministry responsible for education in order to give effect to the government policy on rationalization of the government agencies and public expenditure and for related purposes. The above long title is different from the long title to the Higher Education Students Financing Amendment Act 2024 under Section 5, which states as follows. For the long title to the Act 2 of 2014, in this Act referred to as the Principal Act, there is substituted the following. An Act to establish a scheme to finance students to pursue higher education in Uganda, to establish a fund to finance the scheme, and to provide for the management and administration of the scheme, and fund by the ministry responsible for education. For consistency, the two long titles to the Act should be reconciled to provide for the same. 2. Transitioning of the current employees of the Higher Education Students Financing Board. Section 43(6) on savings provides that the staff of the Higher Education Student Financing Board may be redeployed to serve in the public service subject to availability of positions. This is irregular because the Higher Education Students Financing Board staff were neither appointed in the Education Service by the Education Service Commission in accordance with Article 168, Clause 5 of the 1995 Constitution, nor appointed in the public service by the Public Service Commission under Article 166(1) of the 1995 Constitution. This means they are not eligible for redeployment in both the education service and public service as proposed in the above section of the Act. Therefore, Section 43, Clause 6 of the Higher Education Students Financing Amendment Act 2024 on savings should be deleted because it is not applicable to employees, to Higher Education Students Financing Board staff. The staff should be retired and compensated on abolition of office. If they intend to join either the education service or the public service and they meet the requirements, they should go through the recruitment process. In accordance with Article 91(3)(b) of the Constitution of Uganda, I hereby return the Higher Education Students Financing Amendment Act 2024 to Parliament for review of the clauses above. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President. Copy to the Vice President, Right Honourable Prime Minister, First Lady, and Minister of Education and Sports. I refer the same to the Committee on Education for processing. Honourable members, as you are aware, the Honourable Nyamutoro Fiona was appointed Minister of State for Minerals. However, she has been representing Parliament on the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. I have received communication replacing her with Honourable Odoi Bernard, Youth Representative for Eastern Region. Honourable Odoi Bernard, I wish you the best of luck. I want to thank you, Honourable colleagues. So the Gen Zs are represented now, once again. Honourable members, I have matters of national importance that I would... let me first give Rock first, and then Honourable Mujite.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I want to join you in welcoming colleagues back from recess. Right Honourable Speaker, quick issues for me to thrash out. Yesterday, some of our colleagues were arrested and are still in jail, together with other citizens. The mentioned colleagues are Honourable Hassan Chirumira from Katikamu South, the Honourable Charles Tebandeke, Bale County, the Honourable Francis Zake from Mitiana Municipality, and other citizens. They are in Luzira as we speak, simply because they went to attend a regular press conference at their party's political headquarters, for the avoidance of doubt, the National Unity Platform headquarters. Honourable Speaker, I think it would be a good thing for government to help us understand the seeming double standards there are, because several other political entities keep operating, but for some, it doesn't get to happen, to the extent that even members of parliament who are going to their party headquarters to attend a press conference, together with other people, get to be bundled up and roughed up, and they're in jail, apparently, for going to attend an unlawful assembly. I think it would be good that government helps us understand that matter. Secondly, Right Honourable Speaker, this Parliament was approached by government to rationalize a couple of entities. And this Parliament went through an entire process to do that. The reasoning by government was twofold. One, there's duplication of roles. There's an entity handling certain matters, another entity doing the same work, so duplication. The other reason given by government was that it was important that we save taxpayers' money. And Parliament, in many respects, listened, because it made sense, logically, politically, and otherwise. And so many entities were rationalized by this House. Right Honourable Speaker, you chaired some of those sessions. What's baffling, though, is we seem to make one step forward and then two steps forward. Backwards. Thank you. One step forward, two steps backwards. Right Honourable Speaker, recently we saw government coming up with a new unit.
Just honourable colleagues, today allow free sitting for colleagues who are standing there. Please. Honourable Miyingo, you can sit next to Honourable Sarirwa. Please, free sitting. Let's continue, Honourable. Sorry for the
Right Honourable Speaker, we have seen government recently, while we're in the process of rationalization, coming up with a new unit which they have called the State House Revenue Intelligence and Strategic Operations Unit, that was created to fight corruption in URA. We ask, is this not duplication? Because we have several anti-graft fighting entities. Why not empower them, as opposed to creating a new entity? This might not be a creature of statute, as is the case with others, but it's a full-fledged unit that's meant to have operational funds. It's meant to have a structure. Why? Government needs to help us understand, because you came here and told us, let's rationalize entities, cut down on expenditure. But you're creating new entities to do work that, in our view, should be executed by already existing entities, which we should be empowering. If we think they're not doing good enough work, if we think some of the people therein are not competent or whatever the case might be, throw them out, replace them with those who are qualified. Why? Still on this issue, Right Honourable Speaker, the person who was appointed to lead this unit, a one David Kalemera, is a convict of tax fraud, Right Honourable Speaker. I ask, are we setting a thief to catch a thief? And Right Honourable Speaker, I want to lay on table a judgment, because these are not my words. When I say he's a convict of tax fraud, I want to lay on table a judgment by a court of law in Uganda. This is Uganda versus Kalemera David and others, in which Justice Gidudu convicted them for tax fraud. And this is, so I'm laying this on table, Right Honourable Speaker. This is the person that's been appointed to fight corruption. He was convicted for corruption, for tax fraud. It does not make sense at all, Right Honourable Speaker. People are saying I should...
maybe the full citation.
That's all right. I just wanted to redeem Parliament's time, but since you have allowed, Right Honourable Speaker...
the case number.
Republic of Uganda, in the High Court of Uganda, Anti-Corruption Court at Kololo, criminal case number 7 of 2018. And the parties, Uganda being the prosecutor, versus 1 Kalemera David as accused number 1, accused number 2 Semanda Ian Paul, accused number 3 Kazibwe Ronald. And this is a judgment of court that convicted these people. So somebody who was convicted of corruption has now been appointed to fight corruption. It does not make sense, Right Honorable Speaker. And Right Honorable Speaker,
Just as we conclude.
these are the kind of things that annoy the citizens of Uganda who don't think we are serious about the fight against corruption. Because when we are appointing corrupt people, according to court, to fight corruption, people get agitated. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, and this one I'll request that it be addressed by yourself, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Senyan, just a minute.
On procedure, the rules are very clear.
No, just a minute. Honorable colleagues, when I'm chairing a house, never access a microphone without my permission. Please. Please. And why I'm emphasizing this, the people of the Hansard are complaining 4 people are speaking in a microphone and they fail to get a record of who is on the floor. So, and anything spoken from here must be on record. So I request that one we keep, so that we make it very easy for our record to look cleaner and more.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, the other 2 issues we are seeking for government to clarify, but this particular matter, the final one, I request yourself, because as far as I am concerned, it should be clarified by office, Right Honorable Speaker. There seems to be double standards within this our institution called Parliament of Uganda, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, last week there are some citizens of Uganda that came to Parliament with placards protesting against one of our colleagues, the Honorable Theodore Sechukubo. They came the first day, and he's present in the House. They came the first day, they were ushered into Parliament nicely with their placards. Then they came the following day. They were still ushered in, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, you received them on behalf of the Speaker. You asked that a few of them come to meet you from the group which came to Parliament. And some of us were happy that this Parliament is able to be accessed decently by people who are saying we are peacefully protesting. Today, Right Honorable Speaker, there are some young people who, as we have been witnessing, have been coming to Parliament in similar fashion with placards, marching, saying they have concerns about corruption in Parliament and elsewhere, and they were coming in similar fashion, like those ones, to come and raise their concerns here in Parliament before us and before you, Right Honorable Speaker. Many of them have been bundled up, they have been beaten up, many are in jail. And so I thought, the same way, Right Honorable Speaker, you received those who were protesting, apparently, against one of our honorable colleagues, you would receive them in similar manner, because they're saying they have concerns as citizens of this country, concerns about Parliament of Uganda, concerns about many government entities, concerns about corruption, Right Honorable Speaker. I don't know why they were not accorded the same kind of treatment, the same kind of respect, because they were not coming to fight. They did not have daggers, knives, or whatever the case might be. They had placards similar to the other one. So I thought, Right Honorable Speaker, you would help us understand. I don't know whether it was an order from your office, maybe not, but at least I saw the other ones, you received them. For these ones, it has not happened. Why, Right Honorable Speaker? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I heard the Honorable Sechko saying aye. I'll put just allow me to first clarify on that, and I put the record straight. And I was supposed to meet with Honorable Sechkubo today, but my day became long. I haven't called you, Honorable. Apologize. But I had called you earlier on, saying I need to meet you today. What happened the day when some people entered here in Parliament, 12th July, for record purposes, is not something which had been sanctioned by the leadership of Parliament. The people who came and entered, I would say it was a lapse because we had not guided security of Parliament very well on how, listen to me, yes, on processes of receiving petitions in Parliament. Now, when the same people, because that day the Speaker was not in, the Deputy Speaker was not in, okay? And usually what happens, the security contacts whoever is in. If the speaker is in, they will contact the speaker. If the speaker is not in and the deputy is in, they will contact the deputy. The same people returned on Monday. And when they returned on Monday, I was contacted by security that there are people, they have again returned, that they had written, now they've again returned to bring a petition. I instructed security that that's not how we operate. I told security, please, let them go outside Parliament, and 3 people, I said 3 people can bring and present a petition. And I said, I don't need cameras to receive a petition, because our rules of procedure are very clear on how we process petitions. And indeed, they were complaining, saying I've not listened to them, but they chose 3 people who brought a petition, and it's in my office, and it's one of the reasons as to why I wanted to meet the Honorable Sechkubo, because I want to share it with him as I come here to guide on how such a petition should be processed. So, we are sorry over what happened on the 12th, that lapse, but our procedure for receiving petitions is clear. Number 2, on what's happening, which the Honorable Senyon is referring to, I have, the institution of Parliament has not received any notification, formal notification, of anyone who wants to bring a petition regarding the issue they are talking about in public. I will not move from my chair to move around to start looking for people, to soliciting for petitions from the public. When we are a formal institution that has formal structures, I request, if there is anyone, the address of Parliament is known. If there is anyone who wants to bring a petition to Parliament, let them write to the leadership of Parliament. We shall guide them on how to bring the petition, and we shall receive it if it's coming. But now, if you want to bring a petition to Parliament, you write it to police. You don't inform me. I also go read through news and all that. It becomes difficult for me to arrange for you. Otherwise, Parliament is open to receiving any petition that would come. That's why you provide in our rules on how to process this. So we've not blocked out anyone, my brother, the Honorable Joel. Thank you. Yes, the Prime Minister, they had raised, the Honorable Senyon had brought issues.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, welcome back. I will start by addressing the first question using Article 23 of our Constitution. Those of you with a copy can go through it, on protection of personal liberty, and go to sub-article 4B. Upon reasonable suspicion of his or her having committed or being about to commit a criminal offense under the laws of Uganda. I will address myself on this. So I want colleagues, I will also read that one. Colleagues, the government of Uganda is charged with the responsibility to take care of security of people and persons and their property. And so it is under that some of our colleagues are under detention. But the law is clear. They will go through the legal process, and I believe if they are innocent, they will be released.
Honorable Gilbert, the Prime Minister is reading for you the law. Yeah?
You read the law.
Let her finish reading for you the law.
You know, these legal people think for us we don't read. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues,
Honorable Gilbert Oranya, what's the problem?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, she put it clearly that the role of the security is to take care of this country, of the government. Right Honourable Speaker, the members of Parliament who were arrested, they were arrested when they were going to attend the press conference as usual. Right Honourable Speaker, each and every week, all parties have their presser. NUP, as a political party, invited its members of Parliament and comrades to attend press conference. And right now, the Red Honourable Prime Minister, she is insinuating that those members of Parliament, they were intending to disorganize this country. Right Honourable Speaker, there were no evidence. If someone is moving to attend a press conference, what evidence do you have that the person wanted to disorganize the government?
Your point of order?
Right Honourable Speaker, is the Right Honourable Prime Minister in order to insinuate that all those ones who are ever going to attend press conference are going with an intention of disorganizing this government when you don't know what they are going to talk about? Is he in order?
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, if you are seated in my chair, you'll find guiding on a point of order on matters of how people interpret situations becoming difficult. To her, they had the intention. To you, they didn't. Now, I think both of you are correct. Because each one of you, you're entitled to your own opinion and interpretation. Because these are issues of opinions. These are issues of opinions. So, Right Honourable Prime Minister, conclude. Attorney General, you wanted to add on something?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I think, Right Honourable Speaker, you have ruled quite well. And since they are both correct, the judge where the matter is will be the final arbiter. I beg to submit.
On Right Honourable Prime Minister, that's closed. We got URA issue. Let's not reopen
that's where
that
I'm
one.
going,
Yeah.
Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, everybody here is aware that the President has got executive powers to appoint. He has executive powers, I repeat, to appoint any person. Because I've seen him even appoint some members of the opposition. Yes, so I believe this question is not for me. It will go to the appointing authority.
Now, honourable colleagues, no, Right Honourable Prime Minister, don't bother yourself.
Secondly, honourable members, I want to I need your protection, Right Honourable Speaker. Honourable members, I want you to also appreciate that people change. Change is a fact of life. And so, people can change and be good people. Secondly, if you want to catch somebody, you send there somebody who is knowledgeable.
Now, honourable colleagues, order, honourable colleagues. Order, honourable colleagues. Yes. Honorable colleagues, what's very critical is that we have sectoral committees which handle these matters. I would really want to leave it to the sectoral committee in charge of the sector, which will be looking at the impact of the creation of such offices, whether it has helped us to make more progress, or whether it has not added any value, because in the end we budget for it from here. Okay? So I would say let the sector committee interest itself on this matter. Honorable Mwijuche.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. The procedural matter I'm raising is in relation to the extraordinary deployment and presence of the army in Kampala City and the rest of the country. Right, Honorable Speaker, I am wondering whether we are at war. While coming here, I met very many members manned by the army. And so my concern, right, Honorable Speaker, is whether the police has been overwhelmed, so that the police has taken over the mandate of the army has taken over the mandate of the police, or two, whether somebody has declared a state of emergency. And so as people's representatives, right, Honorable Speaker, we need government to brief us on what is happening in the country so that we know. Because as I talk now, the members are all over, people are running away, we are surrounded, so we want to know. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
I hope here you're not surrounded. You're surrounded by colleagues here. Yes. Now, Jackson, is it on the same? Honorable Chivumbi?
Yeah, right, Honorable Speaker. This August House is the House of Representatives of the people. Our cardinal fundamental role is to sniff out what concerns Ugandans and unflinchingly come to this house and debate those matters. In the whole of East Africa, not only in Uganda but in the neighboring Kenya, young people are raising their voices. They are speaking boldly and acting like so. The crisis why they are speaking is that they feel is that their issues don't feature on the agendas and on the order paper of houses of representatives. Therefore, for us to treat this matter and give it the weight it deserves and give it justice and create a tempo where voices can be heard, because democracy has no meaning if those who have an opportunity to speak don't speak the concerns of those that have the responsibility, have concerns to speak. My appeal to you, right, Honorable Speaker, is that this, what is going on, and Parliament sits in these extraordinary circumstances, surrounded by forces that ordinarily go to war. Therefore, it requires this House to find space and adequate time, whether it has who, for us to come here and debate the concerns of those people boldly. Otherwise, for us to gloss over and laugh over them, one day they will overwhelm those members. They will overwhelm those forces and descend to our homes, to our places of work, and find us everywhere on the street and say we no longer represent them. I want to appeal to you. And when I appeal to you, I think this is the special place for you. Because you and me, right, Honorable Speaker, come from that kind of activism. We've been there. We know what it takes. And we've been beaten together with you over the years. But we deserve to be heard. So I want to appeal to you to find adequate space and house this matter and find adequate time, and we debate the...
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, you see, I told you one thing, and Honorable Chivumbe, you heard me properly. I want to go around soliciting all these views. If people are saying they had a petition, they had a document, nothing I've seen. The moment it comes, we shall see a way of managing it, and we usually allow all these issues. But also in committees, you always go through all these issues. But honorable colleagues, you're deviating me. I have an order, please. I have an order paper which I issued out. Matters of national importance, Honorable Bataringaya. Honorable Seshkuba, I'll give you time, don't mind. Honorable Bataringaya. Honorable colleagues, please. Please, honorable colleagues, I request you. Honorable, look, let me first guide. Please, let me first guide. Honorable colleagues, when a speaker is speaking, you have to be seated. When a speaker is speaking, you have to be seated. When a speaker is speaking, you have to be seated.
You drunkard, sit down.
You stop calling my brother also drunkard.
Honorable colleagues, let me guide you. Please. Let me just give you, let me guide you, let me give you the simplest guidance. Number one, there are many people who want to speak in this house. So if I don't pick you, it does not tantamount to not giving members an opportunity to speak. Yes. Number two, honorable colleagues, standing in front here, you look me in the face with threatening eyes and warnings is not what is going to give me, to push me, to give you. In fact, you're corrupt because you're trying to corrupt me into giving you an opportunity to speak. You don't want me to follow my instinct and fairness. But number three, honorable colleagues, and I want to make honorable Sereko, I want to make this appeal to you. Just, I want to make this appeal to you, honorable colleagues. Now, please. Haji, Haji, I request you, Haji, don't listen to them, Haji. Listen to your speaker. Just be seated. No, please. Now, honorable colleagues, I just want to tell you this. Can I, Honorable Oroni, please, just let, if there is any MP wants to remain standing, let them remain standing. But I wanted to request you, please, honorable colleagues, stop exchanging with each other. Honorable Bataringaya, raise your matter.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Bataringaya, raise your matter.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise on a matter of national importance that concerns Katonga Bridge. Please.
Honorable Ngopek, take your seat.
Honorable Speaker, Katonga Bridge is 80 kilometers on Kampala-Masaka Road. Wait.
Yes, Katonga Bridge is on Masaka Road, 80 kilometers from Kampala. And it is an international trade route. Honorable Taringa, let me first guide members. Honorable colleagues, tomorrow, the Business Committee of Parliament is sitting. And honorable colleagues, tomorrow the Business Committee of Parliament is sitting. And one of the issues we are considering on our business is the State of the Nation address, where you find that all these issues we are raising, the President touched them, and we are going to have a debate for 2 days regarding these issues. It's a very good platform, other than coming in piecemeal under procedure. Because even procedure, we are limited under procedure. So I would request, honorable colleagues, you will have all the time to debate these issues very, very soon. And all of them are going to come up. So I don't think it's helpful for us to start exchanging with one another. Number two, honorable colleagues, what I wanted to tell you. Honorable colleagues, please listen. Honorable Mwezo, please. Colleagues, you know, there is something which I sit down in my chair, I go in my bed, and it pains me. And what pains me is how colleagues have gone for each other. And this brings me, and no, Arion is my brother. And this brings me to a point of worry. To a point of worry on us, honorable colleagues, and how we have gone for each other at such a critical time. And it brings me to an African saying that when brothers fight to death, strangers inherit their wealth. You are fighting each other to death. Others are going to inherit your presence here. And this does not mean that we shouldn't check each other. But it surprises me the level of mistrust that has gone on between colleagues. I've remembered I have been going to constituencies of opposition colleagues. I'm NRM, when I was NRM. But I ensure that I don't even talk about a colleague. I can talk about my party, but I don't talk about a colleague, because when it comes to issues of colleagues here, we are all endangered species. In all this we are doing, if the thinking is that some are going to come out clean and others dirty, I can tell you we are all in trouble. If we are to sink, we shall sink together. So, the State of the Nation address, and I've made a ruling on this, I don't want to proceed with it. The State of the Nation address, which we are going to give priority very soon, is covering all issues which we are talking about. Honorable colleagues, I request you that we reduce on the temperature in the House, and we first focus on this. We constitute the leadership of committees. Tomorrow we finish our business committee meeting, and we bring State of the Nation address, and we debate in full all these issues. I request you, and so I had allowed Honorable Bataringa. I had allowed the member, Honorable. I had allowed the member. Derek, Honorable.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
I will give you an opportunity before we leave. I'll give you an opportunity.
I rise on a matter of national importance concerning Katonga Bridge. Katonga Bridge is an international route. It serves Western Uganda, Northern Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and Eastern DRC. 2 years ago, this bridge was swept away and closed for more than 6 months. Temporary measures were taken to repair this bridge, and traffic was channeled through the long Sembabule Road, which was inconveniencing to the traders for those 6 months.
Can you give prayers,
in times
Honorable?
of money and time? This bridge is now under threat, and therefore these are my prayers. 1, can the Minister of Works explain why the site has been abandoned and there is no deliberate effort to fix the important trade route? 2, can the Minister of Works give us a date by which this will be fixed and assure us? And 3, can the Minister of Works preemptively work on a shorter route to act as an alternative route during the repairs, reconstruction of this bridge? And I propose the Villa Maria Karungu Masaka Road.
Thank you. Minister
I
for
beg to
Works.
submit.
Thank you very much. Right Honorable Speaker, I've heard the matter of national importance raised by the Honorable Batalingaya. First of all, I want to correct the dates. The bridge was not washed away 2 years ago. It was washed away last year in May. So it's not 2 years ago. And this is what we are doing. As you have rightly said, Honorable Batalingaya, when the bridge was compromised, the safety of the bridge was compromised, we did the following. 1, we created a diversion for most of the heavy trucks to go through the longer route of Mpiji, Sembabule, Masaka, and then rejoin Marara. 2, we put a temporary crossing for light vehicles, and the light vehicles continued crossing, including pedestrians. 3, we have now put a bail bridge which is serving the crossing of all trucks, including heavy trucks. A bail bridge is not a permanent structure. That bridge was compromised because of the change in the environment, the meteorological changes, the change of behavior of Katonga River. We had to study the meteorological behaviors of that river so that we can make a new structure which is resilient and will stand the test of time. We could not rush into reestablishing more or less the same bridge which had been compromised. So what has been done, a contractor has already been identified and has already been given the contract to conduct the new design of that bridge. The design has been made. This was a build and design contract. The design was made. The design has been reviewed, and the design has been passed. So the construction of the bridge will start around October, when everything else has been done. The contractor is not only addressing Katonga Bridge, the contractor is also going to address the challenges in Karandazi Swamp, in Rera Swamp, to ensure that that section of the road network is restored to meet the challenges of the truck volumes on that road. Wait, I was told to answer Katonga. Right? So, Right Honorable Speaker, that's about Katonga Bridge. The contractor is now setting up his camps. The contractor is putting up his asphalt plant, and once it starts in October, the work will go on continuously without stopping. Members, honorable members, Right Honorable Speaker, I want us also to understand these structures are not simple structures to do. Because if we do a structure in a hurry and it gives away in a few years, it will be the same house which will put us to task. This is a very sensitive structure, and so it should be done with all the caution and with all with all the detail it deserves. So let's be patient. The bridge will be done.
Thank you, Honorable Kuruo. Kuruo.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm raising a matter of national concern regarding the heavy hailstorm that hit the villages of Omiro, Abobore, and some parts of Amusha sub-county in Toroma County. Right Honorable Speaker, it was a very disastrous rainfall that killed over 200 cows, and 200 animals, and also destroyed gardens of simsim, cassava, potatoes, and so on. Right, Honorable Speaker, I have the report from the District Disaster Committee, which I want to lay on table. And this incident was reported clearly on the new vision of TENS. You can see a pupil trying to raise blocks of ice, compacted ice, more than 20 kilograms. I wish there was a way I could lay the videos. It is really very, very disastrous. My prayer, relief items in terms of food, seedlings, and non-food items like iron sheets be accorded to affected people. 2, the Ministry of Water and Environment allocates enough tree seedlings to the people so that they plant trees in order to avert the climate change. 3, there is a request that the silted valley dams along the area, especially Achuna Dam and Ongija Valley Dam, be desilted. And finally, Right Honorable Speaker, these people use the PDM money to buy these animals which were killed and even these crops which were destroyed. Yes, they use the PDM money. So the request is, let these people be compensated. Yes, I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I lay on table this report.
Honorable Minister for Disaster.
Right Honorable Speaker, I do take notes, but I'll also limit myself to address the first prayer, and that is request for the relief food item. And I want to guarantee the honorable member that upon receiving the request that has been sent to office, when food is available, we will definitely deliver to support the people of Toroma. Thank you.
Now, honorable colleagues, I have some items which I want sorted. Then I'm going to allow 30 minutes. I'm going to allow. Listen.
I lay now, on table the disaster report on the heavy hailstorms in Toroma sub-county, Toroma Town Council, and Amusha sub-county. I beg to lay. I also beg to lay a copy of the new vision. Yes, that showed how the storms affected the area. I beg to lay.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, yes. Please, Honorable, go and take your seat. Don't. So, honorable colleagues, I know there are members who have issues to do with security, that the situation today. I want to do 2 items, and then after I'm going to allow 30 minutes to focus on that. Okay? I'm in charge of this house. Please. Yes. I'm in charge of this house. Okay? And I know what I'm going to do. And when I tell you I'm going to do that, please, I will request LOP and Chief Whip usually sometimes, if there are members who have brought issues to you, because sometimes they come to you, you guide me, those members are given priority, or I will, the independence and the rest, I will just use my own volition by looking at the members. For example, I know Honorable Nsereko Azanish, Honorable Rion Azanish, Honorable Sechkubo, Honorable Namuga, Honorable Nyeko, so Honorable Macho. So I will give you a chance, Honorable colleagues, you raise these issues. Honorable Ephraim Viraro.
We are proceeding well. We are proceeding. We are proceeding well. You carry on. You fire.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues. I rise on a matter of urgent national concern, which is a serious threat to the economic welfare and food security in Uganda, starting from Buheju district. For the 3rd year, Right Honorable Speaker, now, Buheju district has been infested with variegated grasshoppers, which devour all green vegetation, but mainly cassava, bananas, coffee, tea, and all the pastures. The areas I have personally witnessed are the sub-counties of Revenge, Bahanga, Nyachishana, Burere, Nyakashaka, Nyakaziba, Chahenda, and Engaju. The district report highlighting more details is here with me, and I'm going to read on table after this, Honorable Speaker.
Prayers.
My prayers, Honorable Speaker. 1, I ask the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries to go on the ground and investigate and eliminate these insects. Secondly, I ask the government to get in Buheju, establish the origin of these insects to provide a lasting solution. Lastly, since people have lost all the crops, I ask government to provide urgent relief to the affected areas and the farmers. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay on table this report. Thank you very much.
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, the Ministry of Agriculture will go to Buheju and we shall handle those grasshoppers. The way we handle the locusts.
Honorable Aza.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and members of the August House. I rise on a matter of national importance, and the issue is about the abrupt suspension of the construction work for upgrading Koboko Yumbe Moyo Road. Mr. Speaker, the groundbreaking ceremony for that road took place on the 17th of May 2024, presided over by the Right Honorable Prime Minister. who is present here. And Mr. Speaker, immediately after the groundbreaking ceremony, tractors, graders, bulldozers, caterpillars, wheel loaders, and heavy-duty trucks were brought on the ground, and works commenced immediately. But 2 weeks after that, Mr. Speaker, all this machinery were withdrawn from the site. Yes, they were withdrawn from the site as I talk now. And right now, there's no work that is going on. And secondly, Mr. Speaker, about the road from Laropi, Moyo, and Afoji Jale Road. About that road, this parliament passed a loan and got money from African Development Bank.
Honorable, please, when we are on urgent matters, let's remain. You came to my office, you said equipment has been taken away, you want it back, they work on the road. Right, Honorable
Yes,
Prime
Honorable
Minister?
Speaker, our prayers is that may the Prime Minister fast track the issue of Koboko Yumbe Moyo Road construction. Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister for Works.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to update the Honorable Member on what's happened in Koboko Yumbe Moyo Road. It's true, the road was launched. After the official launch, this is a project which is under the World Bank. World Bank has a lot of demands in terms of social safeguards. And for the social safeguards, for them to be accepted, first you must have a contractor on site who is going to be tested by the World Bank as far as social safeguards are concerned. And that particular area is very, very sensitive, even more sensitive than other areas because it's a refugee area. So the social safeguard demands by the World Bank are high top. So we have finished the social and environmental management plan. We have sent it to the bank, and we are waiting for the bank's approval. Before we get that approval, the bank cannot allow physical works to be done. The equipment, the contractor is inside. The contractor is setting up camps. The contractor has to get ball pits. He has to get asphalt plants. He has to get quarries. You don't do all this until the World Bank has endorsed on all these sites. So this is the process which is going on. The camps are being set up. The equipment is there in the camps. And so once this is done, once the World Bank gives us a nod, the contractor will be on site. On the Moyo Afoji, we have finished the section of Atiak, Ajumani to Laropi. That section is finished. We have done the design review and the design up, and the consultant has approved the design for the bridge at Laropi. After that, we have sent the documents again to the African Development Bank, who are funding this project, for no objection. Once that no objection comes in, then the works we shall be able to put up bids and advertise for the works of that road. The bridge and the bridge at Laropi and Afoji Moyo are in one contract, so it will work. They will move together. Thank you very much. I won't submit.
Right, Honorable, you wanted to add on something?
I want to direct him. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I was on that road a few weeks ago. I had gone to represent the President at one of the funeral services in Yumbe. The contractor is not doing forward maintenance. And so I we agreed that you prevail over your contractor to do forward maintenance. The road is annoying. It has a lot of potholes. Let the contractor do forward maintenance, and I direct you to do that.
Thank you. Honorable Bwanika.
Thank you. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I arise on a matter of national importance in regard to the areas for the coffee seedlings supplied by the nursery seed operators. Right Honorable Speaker, several nursery operators supplied coffee seedlings to government and they were distributed to farmers throughout this country. They supplied seedlings in the season of 2021 and 2022 and the season of 2023. The Ministry of Finance required that they do validation. And according to the letter of the PSST of 18th March, which was addressed to the Managing Director, Uganda Coffee Development Authority, the validation was finished. And there is a total area of 49 billion. Right Honorable Speaker, in this year's budget, 2024, we provided for only 2 billion shillings for these nursery operators. My prayers, government should commit to pay the areas for the coffee seedlings for the nursery operators as a priority. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, government should undertake to support these suppliers who are suffering from bank loans, either with promissory notes, so that their situation is saved. I so pray, Right Honorable Speaker.
Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, what I remember is we put 20 billion, not 2. Then we shall go and check and find out exactly what figure is in our budget. Remember, we agreed, members, that we shall pay this in a phased manner. So this financial year which we are running right now, I remember we put 20 billion. But I will go and consult and find out. Thank you so much.
Right Honorable, as you cross-check, also check for tea seedlings. The two were together. Next item.
Item 3, designation of members to sectoral committees in accordance with Rule 187 and Rule 188 of the Rules of Procedure.
Yes, whips, I will start with the Government Chief Whip.
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues, I will be designating in 2 parts. One concluding on the leadership of the sectoral committees, then designate the membership for those who have not been designated. Right Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Rule 1510C and Rule 1886 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, I wish to propose the designation of the following members as chairpersons and deputy chairpersons to various sectoral committees. The Committee on East African Community Affairs, I designate the Honorable Dr. Nsaba Buturu as chairperson. I also designate the Honorable Shatis Kutesa Musherure as deputy chairperson. On the Committee of Education and Sports, I designate the Honorable Kubeketeria James as chairperson and Honorable Asimwe Moli Musime as the deputy chairperson. On the Committee of Gender, Labor and Social Development, I designate the Honorable Abwoli Kunihira Agnes as chairperson, and I also designate the Honorable Laura Kanusu as the deputy chairperson.
On the Committee of Health, I designate the Honorable Dr. Ruyonga Joseph as chairperson. On the Committee of ICT and National Guidance, I designate the Honorable Tony Ayo as chairperson and Honorable Idi Isabire as deputy chairperson. On the Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, I designate the Honorable Baka Stephen Mugabe as chairperson. On the Committee of Environment and Natural Resources, I designate the Honorable Albert Edmond Ariko as chairperson. On the Committee on Presidential Affairs, I designate the Honorable Biarogaba Alex Bakunda as chairperson, deputized by Honorable Flora Natumanya. On the Committee of Public Service and Local Government, I designate the Honorable Wakabi Pius as deputy chairperson. And finally, on the Committee of Trade, Tourism and Industry, I designate the Honorable Sylvia Naebale as chairperson. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move on the leadership of sectoral committees. Now, on the membership, Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues, pursuant to Rule 1510C and Rule 187 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, I wish to propose the designation of the following honorable members to the various sectoral committees as members. Honorable Loki Peter Abrahams, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. Honorable Kefa Chiwanuka, Committee on Finance. Honorable David Ochwa, Committee on Finance. Honorable Avod Jane Pachuto, Committee on Finance. Honorable Okoremoy Janet, Committee on Education and Sports. Honorable Dr. Charles Ayume, Committee on Finance. Honorable Jennifer Muheisi, Committee on Presidential Affairs. Honorable Najuma Sarah, Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. Honorable Mbabazi Jennifer Chomohendo, Committee on Finance. Honorable Thembo Gideon Mujungu, Committee on Agriculture. Honorable Onzima Godfrey, Committee on East Africa. Honorable Tracy J. John, Education and Sports. Honorable Isaac Mudoi, Local Government and Public Service. Honorable Nathan Nabeta Igeme, Natural Resources. Honorable Kabahenda Flavia Ruabuhoro, East Africa. Honorable Bajire Agre Endri, Natural Resources. Honorable Babiko Jessica, Presidential Affairs. Honorable Mwine Mpaka, Natural Resources. Honorable Rwakojo Robina Gureme, Agriculture. Honorable Kisembo Noelin, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. Honorable Chirabo Agnes, Trade and Tourism. Honorable Chemaswet Abdi Fadil, Kisos, Public Service and Local Government. Honorable Dr. Emmanuel Otiam Otala, Agriculture. Honorable Christine Apolot, Natural Resources. Honorable Nora Bigirwa, Natural Resources. Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues, I beg to propose for the approval of the House in terms of designation. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable colleagues. I now put the question that the sector committees be reconstituted as proposed. Those in favor say unto the contrary nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Sachko didn't hear his name. No. Honorable Sachko will prepare a petition and pass it over. I'll ensure the Chief Whip explains why for 25 years you have... colleagues, in the gallery, in the visitors gallery this afternoon, we have executive committee members of the Commonwealth Hansard Editors Association, Africa region, who are here for a 1 week long meeting. Oh, please, Honorable. Yeah? Yes. The executive committee members of the Commonwealth Hansard Editors Association, Africa region, they are in the visitors gallery, and they are here for a week long meeting. And the executive committee comprises editors of Hansards, and they are Mr. Stephen Katara Banda, editor of Hansard, Parliament of Malawi, and president of the association. Oh, yes. Yes, Ms. Modesta Sekeleza, assistant secretary of the association, also from the Parliament of Malawi. Mr. Samuel Songa, editor of Hansard, Parliament of Sierra Leone. Mr. Adam Idrisu, editor of Hansard, Parliament of Ghana. And Mr. Moses Bwaratum, editor of Hansard, Parliament of Uganda, who is the host. Thank you for attending this plenary visitors, and we hope you're enjoying your stay in Uganda. Next item.
Item 4, laying of papers. 1, the law revision, printing and publication of the 7th revised edition of the principal laws of Ugandan Instrument 2024.
Before the Attorney General comes, I will amend the list which is provided for under item 4 to allow him to lay one item that we didn't, one instrument we didn't capture, okay, which is instrument number 49 of 2024. So you lay all of them.
Right, Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, members of Parliament, I authorize the Uganda Law Reform Commission to prepare the 7th edition of the laws of Uganda. The Law Revision Act, Section 3.3, requires the Attorney General to lay before Parliament the statutory instrument authorizing the printing and publication of the revised edition. Further, Section 4.2 of the same Act requires the Attorney General to lay before Parliament for information the statutory instrument appointing the date on which the revised edition is to come into force. As required by Section 4 of this Act, I appointed the first day of July 2024 as the date on which the revised edition should come into force. Consequently, Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, the 7th edition of the laws of Uganda came into force on the first day of July 2024. The laws of Uganda that were in force as at 31st December 2023 have been included in the revised edition. All the laws have been allocated chapter numbers under which they will be cited henceforth. The provisions of the law that were spent, declared unconstitutional or repealed by other laws were removed, and as a result, the numbering of sections has changed. Copies of the revised edition of the 7th edition are available with the Uganda Law Reform Commission. Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, I beg to lay the law revision, printing and publication of the 7th edition of the Principal Laws of Uganda Instrument number 10 of 2024. I beg to lay the law revision, commencement of the 7th edition, Principal Laws, Instrument number 49 of 2024. I beg to lay.
Thank you, Attorney General. These are for information purposes. I therefore request the clerk to put them in the library so that each one of us can easily access them.
Item 4.2, Parliamentary Pension Scheme Biennial Report for the period ended December 31st, 2023.
Honorable Commissioner.
Right Honorable Speaker, and honorable members, I beg to lay the biannual report for the Parliamentary Pension Scheme for the period that ended December 31st, 2023. I beg to lay, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. This is for information purposes. Let it be put in the library for easy access.
Item 4.3, Report of the Auditor General on the financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2023 of A, the road sector support project implemented by Uganda National Roads Authority, project number PG3432 and the loan IDA number 200150032194.
Commissioner.
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I beg to lay the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements for the financial year 30th 2023 of A, the road sector support project implemented by Uganda National Roads Authority project. I beg to lay. Right Honorable Speaker, B, I beg to lay Kapchorwa Swam Road upgrading project loan under ADB. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay. And C, I beg to lay, Right Honorable Speaker, the Busegampiji Road Project. The report of the Auditor General. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
The reports are referred to COSASE for further processing.
Item 4.4, Assessment Report on compliance of the 20 Development Program budget from papers with the gender and equity requirement for the financial 2024-25.
Honorable Minister for Gender.
Right Honorable Speaker, pursuant Section 9, 1 and 6, A and B, and 13, Roman 1E, and the Public Finance Management Act 2015, Section 14 of the Equal Opportunities Commission Act, Cap 7, and Section 4.216 of the Treasury Instructions 2007, the Commission assessed 20 national program budget framework papers for compliance with gender and equity requirements financial year 2024-25. Out of 20 programs, 19 programs met the minimum requirements, while one program, digital transformation,
Honorable, we
did
don't
not
go
submit.
into those, please, we don't go into these details. Just lay. The
Honorable
rules don't
Speaker,
provide for that. Yeah.
I beg to lay the compliance report of the national programs, budget framework papers with gender and equity requirements.
Thank you. Refer to the Committee on Equal Opportunities.
Item 4.5, Assessment Report on compliance of ministerial policy statements with the gender and equity requirements for the financial year 2024-25.
Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the compliance of the ministerial policy statement with gender and equity requirements report. I beg to lay.
Refer to the Committee on COSASE.
Item 4.6, the public procurement and disposal of public assets Authority Annual Performance Report for the financial year 2022-23.
Government.
Is this the one? No. Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, I beg to lay the annual performance report of the Public Procurement and Disposal Authority for the financial year 2022-2023. I beg to lay.
Thank you. Refer to the Committee on Finance for further consideration and report back to the House.
Item 47, Tax Expenditure Report for the period July 2023 to June 2024.
Attorney General.
7. Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, I beg to lay the tax expenditure report for the period July 2023 to June 2024, financial year 2023-2024. I beg to lay.
Thank you. Refer to the Committee on Finance for consideration and report back to the House.
Item 7A to zero memorandum A on the report of the Committee on Public Accounts Central Government on the Auditor General's report for the financial year 2021-22.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, I beg to lay the Treasury Memorandum on the report of the Committee on Public Accounts, Central Government on the Auditor General's report for the financial year 2021-2022. I beg to lay.
Thank you. Referred to the Auditor General as per Rule 221 of our Rules of Procedure.
Item 4.8b, the report of the Public Accounts Committee commissions statutory authorities and state enterprises for the financial year 2021-22.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, I beg to lay the Treasury Memorandum, report of the Public Accounts Committee, commissions, statutory authorities and state enterprises for the financial year 2021-2022. I beg to lay.
Referred to the Auditor General as per Rule 221 of our Rules of Procedure.
Item 8C, the report of the Public Accounts Committee, Local Government for the financial year 2021-22.
No, these are reports of finance.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleague, I beg to lay the Treasury Memorandum on the report of the Public Accounts Committee, Local Government for the financial year 2021-2022. I beg to lay.
Referred it to the Auditor General. Thank you.
Item 4.9, Supplementary Treasury Memorandum on the report of the Auditor General for the financial year 2020-21.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, I beg to lay the Supplementary Treasury Memorandum on the report of the Auditor General for the financial year 2021-2022. I beg to lay.
Thank you. Attorney General referred to the Auditor General for further management. Now, honorable colleagues, I promised you that once we finish these items, I'm going to give you time so that you can raise some of the issues which you wanted to raise. I'll start with Honorable Jonathan Odur, followed by Honorable Sereko.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to start by thanking the Right Honorable Prime Minister when she cited the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and read for us the attendant laws. I was really pleased and very happy. I now invite your attention, Mr. Speaker, sir, to the national objectives and direct principle of state policy. And specifically, I want to go to principle number 26, accountability. They are short, I would like to read them. The first one says, all public offices shall be held in trust for the people. The second says all persons placed in positions of leadership and responsibility shall in their work be answerable to the people. The third one says all lawful measures shall be taken to expose, combat, eradicate corruption and abuse and misuse of power by those holding political and other public offices. This is the command of the Constitution that you, Mr. Speaker, you swore by in the oath for the office of the Speaker. All of us here, members of Parliament, we swore by it. So I really thank the President, but I must thank him because recently, despite being the first citizen, he was driving around and people questioned him to provide answers by virtue of holding the office as a leader, as a political leader. Although his response was not satisfactory to me. When he said, in Kalerwe, you don't have power because you voted for NUP. But at least he answered. At least he answered. That shows that if the president can humble himself and answer and be accountable, why are other political holders of offices in this country so adamant to the level that even the constitutional right of a member of parliament to express themselves, an attempt is made to curtail that? We had to fight. As a member of parliament, we have to fight and struggle to be heard on this floor of parliament. Mr. Speaker, my guidance, the guidance I'm seeking from you is that as political leaders of parliament, the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the 4 commissioners of parliament, first, before we go outside, there are questions that have been asked by virtue of the political offices that we hold. Ugandans want those answers. That is why people were marching to come and get the answers from parliament, because we, the representatives, cannot give them the answers they want. We are being accused as parliament that we are corrupt. I'm an MP, I am not corrupt. In fact, I don't know Luganda, but this one hurt me a lot. When I was moving around and I saw people pointing at me, calling me Owechitiwa, I thought it was something nice. Later I was told it means you're a thief. I am not. I am not.
Order, honorable colleagues, let's listen to Honorable Jonathan.
So,
let's listen to Honorable Jonathan.
So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I'm just concluding. I'll give information to you later. Let me conclude on this serious matter. All I am requesting,
Honorable Jonathan, you're protected.
All I am requesting is that as people who are holding offices in trust of the people, can we take an initiative to explain to the people of Uganda the questions they ask of us even before they take the drastic step of coming to the streets? Because the situation that happened today, most of you, the inconvenience that I had to pass through as a member of parliament to come to do my constitutional duty in office was too much. And we were being harassed. Even some of us who left our IDs, the parliament IDs, it took time for us to be verified to come here. I don't want to go through that every day when I come to work here. So I ask you, Mr. Speaker, that when you retreat to your chambers, think through, and all the leaders, and provide answers. If you have been accused of A, please try to provide an answer. We don't want Ugandans to come. They are already saying if they cannot access us here in this parliament, they will go to our homes. I cannot take that for granted. Me, I don't have a police officer. I don't have security. Many of you have security, combat what I don't have. I move as I am here. And my home, nobody has visited. I don't want to be accused of being part of the loot, part of the corruption. Each and every person accused should answer in line with the provision of this constitution. And if it may please you, Mr. Speaker, lastly, we have been struggling to bring business on the order paper of this parliament to discuss this matter, to the extent that colleagues are moving, running away, and yet you can use your discretion as a responsive leader and say, I have seen you struggle. Why must you raise signatures to come and discuss issues of corruption? Why? Why must people be raising signatures? You can respond and say, as a leader of this house, I have decided that this matter is so urgent that we can allow it to be discussed so that we don't go. I beg to submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Nsereko.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues. I would like to thank you for the opportunity. Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues, I would like to add something to what Honorable Dura has echoed. He has addressed the issue of governance. But we must address the real issue. The real issue that young people are grappling with is unemployment. For me, I'll speak for what my constituents are talking about. Our population is between 25 million people. We have 25 million people between the age of 17 and 64. And whenever you go back home, honorable colleagues, you will attest that nearly 30% of your constituents are presenting you with CVs and asking you to help them find jobs. Parents are grappling with the issue of looking at their children after graduating and being skilled and looking at them with the pain of having no access to opportunity. We can talk about change of leaders, we can talk about change of policies, but for as long as we do not address the issue of access to opportunity, then we shall not have addressed the real issue. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, when the traders closed as a result of the taxation, people laughed it off. The continuing pain of people losing their capital due to high taxation, due to high interest rates, due to lack of access to capital and factors of production, narrowing the gap for growth is just a recipe for poverty, and as a result, we shall have increased crime. As a result of increased crime, we shall breed repeated demonstrations day in, day out. Right Honorable Speaker, finally, the gap between the rich and the poor continues to grow. And for as long as it continues to grow, there is relevant discontent. Today we can lock up all the corrupt, because if they are arraigned in the courts of law and proven that they are guilty, rightly so, the course of the law must take, the law must take its course. We as Parliament can do something because we've produced reports. The report of trade and tourism produced something, and here is the basis that government has used to apprehend some of the people. So someone cannot say that Parliament has completely done nothing. Maybe probably they are demanding for more, for much more accountability, and rightly so. The Honorable Du clearly said that people, after failing to access us here, they want to access us at our own homes. I support that. The member of Parliament you elected must be accountable to you. Go to his home and ask him, why is it that this is the one being taxed? Rather than finding us in a group and say that whatever you're debating it collectively and accepting it collectively. Probably we say no to certain things, but we are not good enough to persuade some of you to agree with us. Therefore, if your constituent is discontented with what we are debating, I support them to come to your home and ask you as their member of parliament as to why they are unemployed, as to why they are highly taxed, as to why they are evicted and you have nothing to say, rather than coming to burn down an institution that they seek to occupy. In any case, Right Honourable Speaker, there is a cycle of election. If someone is discontented today, my best advice to our young colleagues, 16 months are not far away. If your member of parliament has not performed, pick the nomination forms and contest against them and come and do better here. You can change what you want to change when you sit here. But for as long as you shun politics and leadership, you'll never ask for accountability and get it. If you want to get it, take part. To our young children, we might have disappointed you here and there, but you have an opportunity to also contest, and you come to this platform and you debate your own way out. Thank you.
Now, honorable colleagues, before I pick anyone else, and I will ask government later to make some responses, and I will also comment on issues to do with parliament. Now, honorable colleagues, you very well know that Owech is an important title in Uganda as a kingdom. And it's very, very important to correct the record so that they don't meet Owech from Buganda and they run after him. Because Honorable Duru's, the translation he got might be different. So if it pleases you, let me allow the chairman of Uganda caucus. We have here.
Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker. Actually, me am a honorable member. I'm not Owech. Owech in Uganda is a member of the Uganda Ruchiko. And is so treasured within our cultural setting. I may understand Odul not being from here to have insinuated. So to insinuate, even on the street, that Owech equals to a thief is there to undermine that title. After the Katikiro, all ministers of the Kabaka are titled Owech. All members of Ruchiko are called Owech. Therefore, Right Honourable Speaker, may I move that you expunge the submission of Mr. Odul where it refers to Owech as a thief. If he doesn't personally, withdraw it.
Yes, that's what I wanted to go for, that the Jonathan Odul I know, once he gets such a clarification, he can easily clarify the record and the answer will recapture it very well.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you so much. I started by putting it clearly, and I'm really sorry because I don't speak Luganda. I only felt what people relate to me. Having now understood that the title Owech is a preserve for honorable, distinguished servants who serve the Kabaka of Buganda, and not people who sit in this parliament.
No, but what if, Honorable Jonathan, a person was giving you a very good title because you're doing well your work? You're Owech. The one who translated gave you a wrong.
Yeah, and that's what I'm coming to. Yeah. And having now been well educated by the chairman of Buganda caucus in parliament, that this title is a preserve. First, I condemn anyone who will continue to translate to me that title in the wrong way. And starting today, going forward now, I withdraw and will only use it whenever I meet a distinguished member of the Kabaka's government. I withdraw.
And whenever you're called Owech, we accept. It's an honor. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Honorable Namuga. Honorable colleagues, I balance. We have gender, we have what, and it's not how many times you stand up. I'm seeing you. I know members who.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and I want to thank you for your patience. Because much as we wanted to handle this matter in the start, but you guided very well, I want to thank you for that wisdom. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to remind colleagues and your seat about the preamble of this Constitution. Right Honorable Speaker, we the people of Uganda, recalling our history which has been characterized by political and constitutional instability, and recalling all our struggles against the forces of tyranny and oppression and exploitation. I will not read everything. We did agree that this is the very supreme law of the land. You want me to read everything? You'll submit later. Right Honorable Speaker, we all agree that this is the most supreme law of this land. And we all agree that Uganda operates under a multi-party political system. Right Honorable Speaker, as a National Unity Platform, on Monday, we are meant to have a press conference. When we went yesterday, when we went to have the press conference, we found every color of uniform of police, of defense forces of this country. There was UPDF, there was police. The only uniform I didn't see was prisons, Right Honorable Speaker. And by yesterday, our colleagues were arrested. Our colleagues were arrested. I was mistreated. Right Honorable Speaker, I agree by the submission of the Right Honorable Prime Minister that it could be the police forces detected crime. But I thought the same force that you used to oppress us, the people of the opposition, would have been the same force you would have used to keep peace in that place so that we could hold the press conference. You had all the forces. You had the police, you had the army. You would have guided very well and have us in-house such that we could have the press conference. Right Honorable Speaker, the party wrote a letter requesting to have Kololo on 22nd as our place to celebrate the 4 years. And you denied us Kololo because you are innovating. We agreed. We went to Kavule, the party headquarters, that are well known to all of you colleagues. It is not our crime that as a party, you've not yet constructed headquarters. But we have a very big place, Right Honorable Speaker. We have a very big place and we could fit there. So, Right Honorable Speaker, if the National Unity Platform went ahead to have its party headquarters, is it a crime? Is it a crime for us to hold meetings in that place? And Right Honorable Speaker, as a leader of this House, and our colleagues are in prison, I thought this would be a matter of national importance to you as a Speaker. How can your members be held in prison for no good reason? Because we are operating under a multi-party system. And Honorable Speaker, I request you to guide. I don't know whether government wants to start giving directions on how the opposition should move. Namuga from home, you must go to here, from here get to the other place. If that is the direction, then write to us. And you informally inform us on how we should move. Guide on the direction. To Right Honorable Speaker, freedom of expression is a right non-negotiable to this country. Yes, very true. So, Right Honorable Speaker, for this House to sit today, when our youth, the Gen Zs that you like so much, and that is your generation, are being refused to march to this House, Right Honorable Speaker, to bring their petition. Right Honorable Speaker, people have been detained in several police stations. People have been detained. Right Honorable Speaker, are we proceeding very well? No, if we sit in this House when the law is totally being disbanded, we are acting out of the Constitution, outside the law, Right Honorable Speaker. Is it intentional on the side of the NRM to oppress everyone? Is it intentional? The Prime Minister should come out and explain, Madam, come and explain to this country. Why are you acting informally? Even under where circumstances, when you know the law, you are here misinterpreting the law purely. In your favor, you misinterpreted. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for directing very well. But we cannot proceed to handle business here. I'm not directing. But it is human to think about the opposition beyond. We are citizens of this country and we should be given equal time, equal space to express our rights in this country. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, if you check today, I think 80% of the people who have spoken are from opposition. So I'm giving you a chance. That's number one. No, on a platform which I'm in charge of, you have space. Number two, honorable colleagues, the problem is here we sit, Rope raises issues, before they are even answered, or a minister is answering, you start order. You don't want to even listen to an answer. And then you also repeat what your colleague had raised. We go repeating. Can I request the Attorney General? Can I request the Attorney General? Yes. So are they raising the same? Because you see, if we are repeating ourselves, okay? Yes. Because if you're saying yesterday they raided officers, colleagues are in prison, can't the Attorney General first clarify on that, guide us on that, and then if there are gaps, I give you chance. Sometimes when we listen, our issues are sorted. Yes. Attorney General, no, I'm going to give you a chance.
Honorable Speaker.
Please, Honorable.
Honorable Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, it has now become deliberate that
I just wanted to know whether the member has now settled, if he feels he has been heard. Attorney General?
Well, thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues. Mine is to just guide on the issue of the colleagues who have been arrested. This rule about not discussing matters which are in court can be a good rule even for the person whom you think you are defending. I have sat here and listened to many versions of what transpired at the place where they were arrested. I have had also different versions of what transpired at that place. So in an attempt to think that you're doing them a favor, you may actually do them a disservice. So when these matters are in court, when you stand here and say this person was doing this and this and this, you have no idea what this person has told the police he was doing. So you may actually do them a disservice. So as is correct, they need to be handled in accordance with the law, but let's also manage ourselves in that same orderly manner for them. So, Right Honorable Speaker, if a colleague has been arrested, there are two things that we need to work to ensure. One, that the person has been detained in a place that is properly gazetted. And number two, that this person is not held longer than the period that the Constitution allows. I cannot stand here and say I know why they were arrested. But the framers of the Constitution, who are members of Parliament at the time, found it necessary to allow police in the Constitution the mandate to arrest someone when they have a suspicion that this person was going to commit an offense. So, whereas the opposition may look at everything with suspicion, always look at it with suspicion, you always need to sit back and think, what if they were right? What if they were wrong? So let us allow the police the opportunity to do that. That's what I was given. That's what I was requested to give. Yes. It is. I'm not. No. No. You see, when we speak like that, even that is not good. If you want to share with me, you will share with each other with respect, and my view just like yours needs to be listened to.
Honorable, yes. Honorable Sechi. Now,
I allow the information.
Yes. But you are off. You no longer have any floor to use. But Honorable Batsarira, it's okay. Yes. Yeah.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you. Learned Attorney General, I hear you on the explanation in the Constitution. And the information I wanted to share with you
as our boss, head of the bar, is that the matters under discussion are matters that have been a subject of judicial attention and judicial interpretation. The issue of powers of the police. And the reason why these issues are being raised here is not for purposes of sub judice. It's really for the bigger purpose of the conduct of the police towards association of freedoms. You know, the Mwanga Chivumbi case has highlighted the extent of the powers of the police, and other, in fact, in the latest judgment, the lead judgment written by Justice Seborion was very clear on the mandate of the police. Now, what we are experiencing now is that police is drifting away from the guidance of the Constitutional Court in the conduct of their affairs. And I think that's where the problem is. For example, the issue of meetings of political parties are outside the purview in terms of notification. That a party, an organ of the party, can convene a meeting without necessarily notifying the police, as opposed to a public meeting or a rally. And the courts have been very clear on that. On the issue of reasonable suspicion, the courts have also guided. In fact, reasonable suspicion cannot be done whimsically. That was the word the courts used. So the court cannot, the police cannot say, we suspect that so and so will commit a crime. So it is really about judiciousness and reasonableness in the conduct of the police. And I think that is the bigger concern where we find ourselves, and where you need to guide, especially on powers of the police in light of the decisions of the Constitutional Court.
Attorney General, before you respond, you could also pick on such cool.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, why we rise up in arms against the statement of the Attorney General?
You have been peaceful.
Yes, Right Honourable Speaker, thank you. Most obliged, Right Honourable Speaker. Is when the security forces of this country turn a matter that is purely political and they try to punish it by using courts. This is not the first time, honorable members, I've been here. We've had such similar incidents in the past, like walk to work. And I wish the Attorney General today and the Inspector General of Police, Byakagaba, could take a leaf from the retired IGP Ochola. There are instances where even if you suspect, you can keep these members at a reasonable time, you set them free. Like usually they used to curtail the opposition by holding them until late hours in the night when there was nobody to walk home with. They are taken to their homes. That wasn't the best. We condemned it. But here, where the Attorney General looks in the camera and says he's going to subject members of Parliament under a punitive legal system, where they are arrested in their cars, Right Honourable Speaker and Attorney General. We witnessed a member being arrested in the course of driving his car. His car is towed and is inside. He's taken to CPS, and at 8 p.m., he's arraigned in courts of law at night and remanded. Right Honourable Speaker. It was at night, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Attorney General, this is our country. We are lucky we are on the government side, and these are warning members. But tomorrow you may not always be in government. Would you wish to be treated in the same manner when you are organizing? Why are you causing unnecessary fires? Why are you causing unnecessary hatred and friction in the country? On a simple matter. Right Honourable Attorney General, look at it this way. Today we are in government, and therefore you speak a lot of law and a lot of English. But you know very well that these are the people who are helpless. Then you are citing sub judice, meaning that members of Parliament should not speak. They should allow theirs to go in prison. And I think this is not fair. So once you are meeting your colleagues, be fair to us.
Thank you, Honourable.
Be fair to Parliament.
and then they respond.
I want to thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity.
Adjust the microphone where Honorable Yon.
Right Honorable Speaker, first of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity. Secondly,
please, Honorable colleagues.
Secondly, I want to thank you
Honorable Sechkubo,
for having.
Honorable Yon wants you to listen to him.
Sechkubo.
Now, no, please, Honorable, please, don't cause excitement here. Honorable Sechkubo, you were hard in silence. Let's listen to Honorable Yon. Yeah.
Thank
please,
you.
Let's not exchange. Yeah. Honorable Yon.
Thank you so much, Speaker. Speaker, I also want to thank you for having recalled the House from recess. As you're very much aware that we've been in a struggle to look for signatures to debate a matter of national importance in this Parliament. I want to thank God that from 0 we went up to 172. We are left with 5. We pray to God that we get the 5. Reason being, we voted for you, Speaker. The Speaker and you, we voted for you to chair this House neutrally. Right Honorable Speaker, you have failed to defend this House. The President painted us clearly in Kololo during the State of the Nation address that I used to hear, but I have now confirmed with evidence that there is corruption in the Parliament of Uganda and the Ministry of Finance. My first question is, you as the chair, as the Speaker, what have you done to clean our image, which has been painted bad? In the streets we are moving, they are calling us corrupt. On this same Parliament, we requested you yourself and Speaker Right Honorable Anita Among, that there is exhibition of Parliament going on issues of corruption. Give us space on the order paper to have this matter debated. It is 2 months down the road. The world is aware that there's corruption in this Parliament. We want this matter to be debated. Why are you running away from that debate? You are meant to be neutral. Give space for all of us equally. Why are you making us suffer? Running through this country looking for signatures to debate this matter of corruption in this Parliament. You need to come out clean. Right Honorable Speaker, you, Right Honorable Anita Among, has been painted out for being corrupt. Your name has been mentioned for being corrupt. We are also having a motion to have a matter debated on the commissioners. We have our evidence. We want to lay and have them defend themselves. You are all blocking us from that. What is this Parliament all about? Where are you taking this country? Today, this country is under panic. Today, they have deployed the army massively because of issues of corruption in this country. Why don't you let Ugandans free from corruption? Why don't you allow us debate the matter of corruption in this Parliament, here in this floor? It is too much. We are not thieves. All these MPs have been painted. If we know we are clean like me, screen me. We have evidence against them. We have evidence. So we need this matter be debated. You need to clean your name, Deputy Speaker yourself. Anita Among needs to clean her name. The commissioners need to clean their names. The ministers need to clean their names. And as MPs, if you have anything against us in this Parliament, we need to clean our names.
Thank you.
Why don't you want this matter to be debated on this floor? Deputy Speaker, we need this matter addressed.
Thank you.
If not, we are ready to join the Ugandans because you're blocking us the opportunity to debate
We were voted by our voters to come and debate. Why are you running away from debate, Deputy Speaker? Why is Anita Among running away from debate? Why? We need a parliament which is free corruption.
Thank you, Honorable Arion. Thank you. Now, Honorable colleagues, the Honorable Arion is raising, I think, Honorable, I've given you time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable colleagues, Honorable Arion is raising very, Honorable Arion is raising very critical issues. And honorable colleagues, personally, I come from a culture where we say, a spirit that speaks does not kill. Yes, so Honorable Arion speaking is not a problem. And Honorable Arion, I feel for you, but I'm very sure this same parliament has supported you here by giving you space where you have corrected signatures over time. Honorable Arion, you yourself, you've told us you've not yet gotten the signatures. I don't know how I'll put on order paper a motion which is premature, which has not yet met the test, as you have confessed. So I wish you well. I wish you well, and I think also before the public calls us corrupt, it is us honorable members who have been moving around saying our colleagues are corrupt. Some of these things we put them on the public. So when Honorable Arion gets the signatures with the Honorable Sechkubo, we shall welcome them, and you will have our audience because you are rightful honorable colleague in this house. Number two, I think there is a clarification which needs to be made. I will guide the chairman Legal, Committee on Legal, on Tuesday. The chairman Committee on Legal and the chairman Committee on Budget on Tuesday. I'll give you space. You inform members because things continue. Moving around, you know, because what is important is what is in my heart. Me, if you call me corrupt when I'm not corrupt, it's not, no, I don't need to, because you've not tabled evidence of me being corrupt. So I will request you table, okay? Each one of us has been accused of corruption here. Each one of us. I know, even some members who are raising the highest voices, they have been accused of corruption, but no evidence on them. And that's why the president has been very clear. He waits for evidence. For those members whom he has gotten evidence that he considers is credible, he has taken action. So I will request the chairman Committee on Legal and the one for budget, on Tuesday, you come, you explain on these issues which have been perceived as if people sat colluded and did whatever they wanted to do. I think that clarification is very, very important. No, they are not, especially on the issue of commissioners. Okay? So I will do that. And then finally, Honorable Macho, and then Attorney General comes in. Oh, and I also want to pick, yes, Honorable Chibadya, Honorable Kwizera, Honorable Muwuma, Honorable Independent. Yeah.
Honorable Speaker,
we are still here, Honorable
I seek your protection.
It's just 4 p.m.
Honorable Speaker, I seek your protection. My brother, I'll give you information. I'll give you time. The Right Honorable Speaker, I really want to thank you for the opportunity you have availed to me. I was over the weekend in Busia, and I was lucky to cross to Kenya. We had a function in the other side to promote the cross-border cooperation. And I was introduced in the title of Honorable in Kiswahili is called Mheshimiwa. But when I was introduced as Mheshimiwa, there are some Gen Z young boys who changed my title from Mheshimiwa to Mwisiwamiwa. Mwisiwamiwa means a thief of Cain. And that was a very big embarrassment because Parliament of Uganda is tainted with corruption. And I want to agree with you and agree with all the speakers that it is high time that we speak about this event that has really attacked our August House. Whereas they are speaking about, Mr. Speaker, they are speaking about the Speaker, about the commissioners, about you. We also have the writings on the wall speaking about the LOP, 1.7 billion. And truly I want to agree with you that almost everybody is talked about. Even Honorable, it is known one time they spoke about him. Honorable, my mentor, Seki Kubo, I don't know where he is. They are calling him a land grabber. So therefore, give us enough time so that we talk about this matter and we clean ourselves as leaders so that we build the confidence of the August House in the public of our voters. Because how will Honorable Sekukubo look for signatures and when he comes to Busia they say he's a land grabber? How will Honorable Berion come to talk to his people and they say he had a scandal with the park? You see, all these are matters that we should speak here publicly for Ugandans to know that and Ugandans know and gain confidence in the August House. Because people keep calling, Madam Speaker, you must resign. Deputy, you must resign. Commissioners, you must resign. We should also call in finance their issues there and other agencies of government.
Thank you.
I therefore want to thank you for this opportunity.
Thank
and
you.
Mr. Speaker, you're a wise man. I really thank you.
Now, Honorable colleague, there is something which I think Parliament has been made a face of corruption and a picture has been painted. For example, I don't have a job because Parliament you're stealing money, because Parliament's budget is not even 1%, okay, of the national budget. So, are people failing to get roads because of Parliament? Are people failing to get jobs because of Parliament? Are people failing to get schools because of Parliament? Are we failing to get pay rise because of Parliament? I think we must sit, we agree that some people won't stand on a moral high ground. And then Parliament...
Plenary in Parliament does continue on NBS Afro Mobile. Just make sure that you have downloaded the app and you will definitely be able to get the details of what's transpiring. But also with our parliamentary team, we will definitely be bringing you up to speed with what is transpiring in Parliament. But right now, it's time for the news updates.